And then my phone.
Plus, you know to whom I shall give this one?
To whom?
You will know later.
Oh,
Sige.
okay.
Sige, ma'am.
Wow.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Lexi, fourth year mass comm student of Ateneo de Davao.
Hey, Lexi.
So, they say life was simpler when mobile phones were used plainly for calling and texting. With the innovation of technology, most especially mobile phones, even relationships are being affected. Oftentimes, people no longer talk to each other when their smartphones are with them or in front of them. Smartphones have even changed the traditional way of eating. As mentioned before, instead of praying before we eat, now we take a photo of the food first, although sometimes we take a photo after we pray. And with the launch of a lot more gadgets, people can't wait to get their hands on them. So don't you think smartphones are only making our lives more complicated instead of making it better?
Well, that's a very, very good question. If you take a look at devices like the Fitbit, for example, obviously we are constantly evolving as human beings. So you can't really say na ginawa yung Fitbit na tagabilang ng how many steps you take. It's creating a need, diba? That normally naman, a couple of years ago, people didn't really have. But you also think that people are living these days such an active lifestyle or such a busy lifestyle that they don't have time to go to the gym. So at least my alternative sila, they can at least make sure that they make 10,000 steps a day if that's the goal. What I always say is everything in moderation. I completely agree. I've been out with family. We have a rule in our family is we rarely get to have dinner together. So when we do go out and have dinner, we have to set aside our smartphones. But I'm guilty because even during with my family, sometimes I'm checking emails from work, checking tweets. My biggest insecurity in life is that when I lose the internet connection or when my smartphone dies, I really, really get antsy. And I'm serious, I probably need to see a therapist because talagang hindi ako mapakali pag nag-low bat na ako. I have the fear of being cut off from the world. But I think we need to just have that balance. Bianca, said it best. You live in the online world, but you need to remember that you also live in the offline world. Anything in excess is a bad thing. Whether it's alcohol, whether it's all sorts of stuff. So really, you need to wake up and smell the roses. But I love technology, and technology has empowered us to do amazing things. Without technology, without the internet, without social media, a lot of us would not have the voice that we have today. So if you weigh the pros and cons of you weigh the cons, but what technology makes possible, then I'm still an advocate for technology, and I love technology, and I love to continuously see how it can better and improve our lives.
All right. Ang dami. So we'll stay here until 8 p.m. Ayun. So madadagdagan ang followers mo.
Yeah, but
At dumarami ang tweets
what I'm doing
natin.
now is I'm Stacy De Jesus. If
Alam
you're,
mo may nagre-request, iparaffle mo na daw ito. 'Di ba? Oh. Your name?
My name is Ace Villanueva, so same kami.
From?
From Ateneo de Davao University, Mass Comm, student, second year. My question is, these smartphones, netbooks, whatever, the Google Glass, and what you have only has a market for the well-off people or the average ones. A larger sector of the society or the media cannot afford these devices.
right,
Yes. Some don't even know these devices exist.
right.
And my question is, what can you do to make them a part of this digital mobile age and by bridging the gap? As we all know that our country or the society is divided. Yun.
That's a
thank
very
you.
good question.
It's like asking us, are we teaching them consumerism? To buy those?
Well, technology is it's a tool, and that's why I talked about why I think so highly of companies like Star Mobile and Cherry Mobile, because they're really trying to not because because they're trying to do their part in making consumer devices more accessible by making it cheaper for all of us. You know, there will always be that, you know, you will always have to, there's this stumbling block talaga. Because of course, you know, at the end of the day, poor people will need food first. They will want to put a, you know, roof over their shoulders. But that's for me a challenge for, you know, while there are the Apples and Samsungs of the world that really make these expensive devices, but they're tremendously amazing devices, there are companies like Cherry Mobile and Star Mobile have also an important role to play. Also, I feel like it's also the job of telcos. So with JP here, you know, Globe and Smart and Sun, making internet more affordable and getting access to more people. I think over time, we will hit the point where more people will find out not just about the internet, but also these devices.
All right, for right reasons.
And you know what? To be completely honest with you, in parang dati, I need to say this in a politically correct manner, but even people who live in slum areas in Manila have TVs, diba? You would always say, kahit saan ka magtingin sa Pilipinas, merong TV. So I'm not completely also sold on the concept na people can't afford technology, because today's you'd be surprised at people who own cell phones or smartphones. It's getting out there, and I think now it's actually becoming a need for a lot of people, just like TVs were for us back in the day.
Yes. Tito, sorry, but I have to accommodate the last one. We have the press con, and the representatives are hereby directed to go to F705A. Up close and personal, you can ask them questions in details?
Yes.
Like 10 times?
Sure,
20
and on
times?
Twitter as well.
Good morning, sir. I'm Dave.
Good evening.
Francis. Yes, good morning. Since you have been delivering us advertising and marketing strategy a while ago, your performance is well endured, making us convinced of how technology really works in our environment this time. Regardless, that's not my question. I am Dave Francis Cancio from Jose Maria College.
Francis.
Gathering this kind of concept or the trend of our technology, we are aware, these intellectuals here are very, very aware of the continuously struggle of these big companies introducing new technology, new products, new gadgets into international patent competencies. How will you weigh being a techie savvy or tech savvy in your state to differentiate or to distinguish whether a particular product is really well engineered apart from those being continuously reverse engineered? So thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, that's a good question. I don't want to say that I'm okay with reverse engineered products, but you know, that's really, if you look at how many China is known for reverse engineered products. But if you take a look at smartphone penetration in China, it's the highest in the world. So it's done its part in getting more people in China to use smartphones. As a consumer, what's important for me, you know, I know Apple and Samsung are right now in a legal battle over, you know, copying each other's technology. But as a consumer, I care less about that, to be completely honest with you. For me, what's important, two things. It's the power of my device. I look for a device that doesn't hang, that works fast, that when I press my camera button, it opens right away. When I press my shutter, it clicks. And one that performs really well. So it performs the way I expect it to. And another is the user interface. That's why for me, even if my iPhone's battery is so crappy right now, it only lasts about 2-3 hours, I still like my iPhone because the user interface has really been thought out. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for. So even if there will be reverse engineered products will be really, really cheap, right? But if you think about the iPhone, for example, you think about how they thought about the design, the chamfered edges, how they etched this out from one block of aluminum. These little things na napag-isipan, they can't copy them completely. Diba? So there will be copycats, but there will always be cheap copycats. And it really boils down to the balance between the hardware and the software and how that fuses together and how each little bit is thought out well enough for you to appreciate the gadget more. So, of course, stealing people's ideas, I'm not for that. But that will always be a part of the market and part of what the market will have to deal with.
Maraming salamat,
I have
Josh.
the
paano
winner
ba yan?
already.
Hindi, wait
Okay.
muna. Bago mo i-announce yung winner,